Greetings to everyone. So today we are going to discuss that is the continuation of that problem related to welded plate girder design along with the intermediate stiffness. Okay. So far we have completed the steps of load calculation, moment and shear force calculation. Then with respect to shear, we have designed the web plate, and with respect to moment, we have designed the flange plate. Okay, so that we got the web plate of size 2000 mm by 10 mm, and whether it is satisfactory with the shear and um, moment. So that also we have checked. And with respect to design of flange plate, we got the size of 600 mm by 50 mm, and it is safe in shear and bending moment, that we have checked. So it is in safe. Okay, then after we went to design of end panel, so which is nothing but here, uh, this is our end panel. Okay, and this is also. So this end panel is safe in shear and bending moment, that we have checked. So it is in safe and shear force. So here the spacing between the stiffener, this is end bearing stiffener. So this is end bearing stiffener, and this is also. So these two are end bearing stiffener, and whatever we can have at mid, okay, that is called our intermediate stiffeners. Okay, so here we have calculated the spacing between the stiffeners. Okay, so it came around 2666.67 mm. Okay, individual stiffener, and we have totally number of panels. We had that 9. So since our total span is 24,000 mm divided by spacing is 2666.67. If I'm going to put that, then I can get the number of panels. Okay, so it is 24,000 divided by 2666.67. So it becomes 9. Okay, so the nine panels are we get, so that the end panels are subjected to shears, whether it is safe in shear and bending moment, that we are going to check. Since why we are going to check the end panel is safe in shear means, here we are going to give a support here and here. Okay, so through this only the load is going to transfer to the column, which is placed at the bottom side. Okay, so here we can have the reaction. Okay, and here we have the load. So because of this, whether it is safe in shear or not, that is the end panel, so that we have checked. Also, it can safe enough to transfer the bending. Okay, those things we have checked in the last class itself. Okay, so the design of end panel we have done. Now we should move on to the design of end bearing stiffeners, that is this one, and the design of intermediate stiffeners. Okay, so these are all, and whether it is safe in shear and bending moment, that is buckling forces, that we are going to check it right now. Okay, so let us move on to the concerned topic right now. So now let us move on to the design, further designs. Okay, that is step 6. Okay, design of uh, end bearing stiffener, design of end bearing stiffeners. Okay, so which is nothing but what I'm going to do. So this is my I section, this is my plate girder. Okay, So with respect to this plate girder, I am going to add some additional plates on the either side. Okay, so this plate is going to act as a stiffener. Okay, so with respect to the top view, this is my this portion. Okay, that is web plate. Okay, on either side, I'm going to give the stiffeners, that is end bearing stiffeners. Okay, so these two are end bearing stiffeners. Okay, so this immersion is going to have the effective area up to 20 times of thickness of web. Okay, so because of this stiffener we can have the effective area till 20 times of thickness of web. Okay, so this is effective area of stiffener, and this is their immersion. Okay, so this is our net figure. Now we are going to arrive the size of this stiffeners. Okay, thickness and everything. So here web plate uh, thickness is 10 mm. Okay, now we need to arrive the size of end bearing stiffener. Then after we should check it whether it is safe or not. That we are going to do right now. Okay, so first of all we have the maximum shear force in the beam is 1908 kilonewton, that is V. Okay, so for this we have to do so from class number 8.7.5.2 of page number 68 of IS 800 2007. Okay, we, we have one formula, so that formula we are going to take it. Okay, so this is the formula. So FPSD is equal to AQ into FID divided by 0.87 gamma m naught. Okay, so here I have to calculate the AQ, which is nothing but the area required for the stiffener. Okay, so AQ is equal to F. F is nothing but shear force. Okay, so external load or reaction. Okay, that is going to be Fx. Okay, so Fx into 0.87 into gamma m naught divided by Fy. So this is the formula we are going to use in order to find out the area of the stiffener. Okay, so that I'm going to use it right now. So AQ is equal to 0.87 Fx into gamma m naught divided by Fy. Okay, so whereas Fx is equal to our reaction. So reaction I have 1908 kilonewton, which is nothing but 1908 into 10 cube Newton. Okay, and the gamma m naught value is from table 5, which is 1.10. Okay, and the Fy is equal to, they have given that 250 Newton per mm square. So if I'm going to substitute these values, I can get the value of AQ, area required area, into 1908 into 10 cube into 1.10 divided by 250. So if I'm going to substitute this, we are getting required area for the stiffener is 6716.16 mm square. Okay, so I'm going to provide on either side, here and here. Okay, so let us assume first thickness of stiffener. Assume thickness of end bearing stiffener. is equal to 20 mm. Okay, so our web plate is 10 mm. Okay, I'm going to take twice the time for stiffener. Okay, so 2 into 10, I am going to take 20 mm. Therefore, uh, that is width of the stiffener plate 6716.16 divided by 20. Okay, actually we are having two stiffener plates, so we can give two. It becomes 1600, sorry, 167.9 mm. So we can say 190 mm of individual plate. Therefore, provide, okay, 190 mm by 20 mm of two plates. Two plates are flats, okay, two flats to be used as end bearing stiffener. Okay, so now we have to check it whether it is safe to transfer or something. Okay, so area provided AQP is equal to 2 into 190 into 20. It becomes 7600 mm square, so which is greater than area of stiffener provided. So first is over. Next, we have to go for check for outstand of stiffener. So now check. So this is step 6.1. Okay, check for outstand of stiffener. So for this we can have the formula in page number so that condition we can have serviceability and flange condition. There is 20 times of epsilon and 40 times of epsilon. Okay, so that is the condition we are going to check it. That is for outstanding length. Okay, so here it is available. Okay, from page number 65 of class 8.7.1.2. So outstand of web stiffener. Okay, it should be between these values. Okay, so that we have to check it right now. So 20 times of TQ into epsilon or 20 times 14 times of TQ into epsilon. That is the check we have to. Okay, so from page number 65 of 8.7.12. Okay, of IS 800 2007. Okay, the BS value what we have provided, that is 190 mm. So here the check is it should not more than between. Okay, so between BS value should be between 14 times of TQ into epsilon and 20 times of TQ into epsilon. So epsilon value we know that 1, that is root under 250 divided by Fy. So Fy value is 250. If I am going to substitute it, I can get the value of 1. Therefore, okay, this 14 into TQ, 20 mm into epsilon, and 20 into TQ is 20 into So it becomes 14 into 60, sorry, 14 into 20. It is 280 mm, okay, and 400 mm. So it is lesser than this value. BS is 190 mm. So let us check with, or let us try with the remaining constraints whether it is going to withstand safely or not. If it is safe, then we can leave it. Okay. So next, check for buckling of stiffener. So check step 6.2. That is check for oh, buckling of stiffener. So why I'm leaving it like this means, okay. So here we are going to add. So the total value is 600 mm. Okay. So the thickness of the plate is 10 mm. So the balance remaining is 590 mm divided by 2 on either side, which is nothing but 295 mm. Okay. So if I'm going to give full stretch of the web plate, so it is not economical, so that's why we are going with the 190 mm. So if it is 295 mm I am going to give, it is greater than 280 mm and less than 400 mm, so the condition is getting satisfied, okay now, but it is not effective, that's why I am going with this. Okay. So check for buckling of stiffeners. So here we already know that. Okay, so here we are going to do the welding process. Okay, so that clearance I am going to take it as a 15 mm. So just assuming. Okay, so then after I am going to fix the our end bearing plate. Okay, so this width I am going to keep up as 190 mm. This is also 190 mm. Okay, so let us go with this check for buckling. So here the condition is P should be less than PD. Okay, whereas P is equal to 1908 kilonewton. Okay, so PD we have to calculate. So for PD, the formula is from page number um, 34 of class 7.1.1. Okay, in IS 800 2007. So the formula is PD is equal to AE into FCD. Okay, so AE we can calculate. So this is, I said already, 190 mm. So the net effective area is nothing but 2 into this 190 into 20 mm thickness. Okay, and along with that we can have this also, welded plate area, that is 20 into TW into uh, web plate thickness. Okay, so this is also 2 times. So now let us go to calculation of net effective area. So effective area is nothing but 2 into 190 into 20 mm. This is with respect to our stiffener plate. Okay, and with respect to their immersion. Okay, uh, 2 into 20 times of thickness of web multiplied with the thickness of web. So if I'm going to substitute this, 2 into 190 into 20 plus 2 into 20 into thickness of web is 10 and multiplied with the thickness of web. So it becomes, total area becomes 7,600 plus 2 into 20 into 10 into 10. So it becomes 11,600 mm square. A E value. So next I need FCD value. Okay. So for calculation of FCD, I have to follow some steps. Okay. So I will go to use FBD. So I will go to that table. Okay. If I need FCD value, I have to calculate. I need a buckling class and the scale by R minimum value and the yield stress value. Okay. So these are all the things I need. So KL by R minimum value I have to calculate. This KL is nothing but length to least radius of gyration. Okay. And the buckling class I am going to take it as a C for welded plates. Okay. This is from table. Okay. So then after I should move on to Fi value. So Fi I know that 250 Newton per mm square. So by calculating that, I'm going to have a FCD value. Okay, design compressive stress. So let us go to the calculation. So consider buckling class C. Okay, and KL by R minimum. So R is nothing but root under I by A. So I value is nothing but BD cube by 12. Okay. So here for stiffeners, so this is web plate I said already, and this is these two are stiffener, end bearing stiffener. So this distance is nothing but 20 times of TW, and this is we have designed that 190 mm, and this is 190 mm by 20 mm. Okay, therefore we have to calculate the I value for this component. So BD cube by 12 is the common formula we are going to use. Okay, so 2 into 20, 20 into 190 cube divided by 12 plus, okay, 20 into 190 into, okay, their centroid area A y bar square. Okay, 20 into 190 into 190 divided by 2 plus this 10 divided by 2 the whole square. That is from here to here, what is the centroid distance? So that's why I'm going to take it as a the whole divided by 2. Okay, so now it becomes, so it is around 900 and sorry 98.863, 98.863 into 10 to the power 6 mm power 4. Therefore, R minimum value is root under I by A. So I value is 98.863 into 10 to the power 6. divided by A value is 11,600. It becomes 92.32 mm. Therefore, KL by R minimum value. KL values we can calculate. K is in terms of 0.7. Okay. So L is equal to, we are going to take web plate height. Okay. Divided by R minimum. So 0.7 into 2000 is the web plate height, and R minimum value is 92.32. So 0.7 into 2000 divided by 92.32 becomes 15.16. Okay. So with the value of KL by R minimum, comma, um, buckling class C, and the FI value of buckling class C, FI value of 250 Newton per mm square. So from table 9C, the FCD value becomes, okay, I'm sharing this. So 250 and 92 point something. So it is around 134. Okay. So we can, sorry, FCD for buckling class C. So it is around KL by R minimum value. KL by R minimum is 15.16. So KL by R minimum is 15.16. So it is between these two values, and the value of under 250 is between two these. So I am going to take approximately in between these two. 227 plus 224 divided by 2. It becomes 225.5. Okay. So with respect to those values, our FCD becomes 225.5 Newton per mm square. Therefore, PD design strength, PD is equal to AE into FCD. So AE value is 11,600 into FCD value is 225.5. It becomes 2615.8 kilonewton. So which is greater than our shear force, that is P, 1908 kilonewton. Hence, this stiffener can be safe to transfer the shear. Okay. That is, sorry, buckling resistance. So hence, end bearing stiffeners are safe in buckling. Okay. So next, check for end bearing stiffener as load carrying stiffener. Okay, that is our this is step number 6.3. Check step. So we will continue the step of check for end bearing stiffness in the load carrying capacity. Okay.